Hey,
Hi,
everybody. How's it
Welcome.
going? I just want to, welcome to our show. It's Tarot for today, of course, Divine Dabblings with,
Oberon.
and me, Banshee. And I just want to let you guys know we've been watching you all here. We're so amazed you got here early. We've been writing your names down in order already as we prepared here for the broadcast. And here comes on cue our man of the moment, Sunny.
It wouldn't be a live stream without Sunman.
You know, our gray cat was up here earlier and he kind of muscled her out. So sadly, we've got the cute, they're all cute, but we've got cute little Sunman here again with us. Also, I've been shuffling my affirmator deck here, and I just thought I'd draw a quick affirmator of love for everybody today.
Oh, really?
Yes, the moon is in Aries still today, going into Taurus later, and these cards are red backed, and so I thought maybe I would draw one.
Mr. Monster Hunter says hi to Sunny.
And how interesting, Oberon. Let's do the punch. I'll tell you why in a minute. I drew the teamwork card. And it says, I am determined to be a good teammate in all of my relationships. If we disagree, I'll resist the urge to place blame and look for a way to solve the problem together. When we're a team, everything's a game. And when we're on the same side, nobody can lose. And I wanted to start with these because I have to say that just before we were preparing for the live stream, I got a special delivery today at my door, and turns out just trying to get it here. Can you get the side one? My Affirmator Tarot has arrived. The Affirmator people actually made their own tarot deck. And I think I'm going to save this for next time, but because I just got them. I haven't even broken them in. I love the box. The box is this nice, kind that holds it all together with a small little booklet that it has. And the only thing is the cards are very heavy. They're kind of like a card stock almost in a way, a little glossy, just like semi-gloss. So I worry about how they're going to hold up shuffling them, but and they're kind of a handful. They're a little wider than some of the traditional tarot decks, but they look really cool, and I will showcase them and show them off more next time after I've looked them over a little bit. But these are really fun and tongue-in-cheek, and I love them, and it's interesting that they made a tarot deck. So I thought I'd share that with you briefly, but we got a full show.
Smiling Soul has shared that she is getting a dog.
Wow.
And also welcome to the Gidzor, who
Hi,
has
Gizdor.
greeted us.
I've got you on the list too. But as you can see, a lot of people got here before you.
Do you want to make the announcement about the list?
Oh, yes. We do want to say something because of something that happened last live stream with Mimi. Silly me, we just started her reading and we didn't realize they weren't there. And so we read the cards completely, and then Mimi popped back in later. And we were like, oh dear, you're going to have to watch the video. So I think since, we're getting more people now, and we may not possibly be able to fit everybody in a live stream, what we're going to do is, we're going to go down the list, and of course we give people time to respond to us. And if we do not hear from you, we will move to the next person and put you back down at the bottom of the list, because I think that's only fair, and it's just what we've got to do to keep the flow going.
All right, so Smiling Soul says that they have to go to L.A. to pick up the dog.
Oh, my goodness.
Ooh, that's kind of going to be a pricey dog there, eh?
I know, and to take back by...
Be careful bringing the dog back.
Yeah, but that's great news. I think that's wonderful. And do share pictures. We definitely want to see the dog.
So, any other announcements?
Yes, we have new things coming.
New content.
New content
Really?
coming.
We do.
Do you want to talk about the one that I'm doing starting on November 13th? I believe there's a screen
yes.
for that.
Yes. We are proud to announce that Banshee will be presenting her soul stories. Signs, synchronicities, omens, messages from spirit. Banshee shares stories not easily explained away. Sometimes truth is stranger than fiction.
I'm living proof.
This video will premiere on November 13th on our YouTube channel, so join us.
That's our first, that's my first installment. It's very special and kind of a somber day for me. And the story is basically, I'm not giving any of the story away, but it is basically about my mom and my aunt and some amazing, an amazing ending to what I consider a very somber story. And do join me because it involves grief, it involves signs, omens, it maybe involves answers to prayers to a certain extent. There's just a whole lot to this particular story. So it might be just a little bit longer than most of my stories are going to be, but I really feel I need to share this one on this auspicious, well, sort of auspicious in a way, anniversary, November 13th. I'm not sure what time of day I will be sending that out, but it will be premiering that day. And I don't know if you read the last line, but my main reason for sharing these stories is, there's a lot of talk on the groups that I belong to about synchronicities and timing and magical occurrences and signs from spirit. And so I really want to encourage people to think about their lives more and, recognize the magic that happens in their life. It happens all the time. We just fail to realize that sometimes when we get caught up in those moments.
Very nice. So I'm sure everyone will be excited to see that. And of course,
Yes.
we hope that others will want to share their soul
Yes.
stories as well.
By all means, leave comments on my video. And, if you have anything similar or unique to share or how it may have touched you in some way, I'd love to get that feedback.
And not to be outdone, but Oberon
Yes.
himself will also have some new special content too. Probably in about 2 weeks or so. We're not quite sure of the date, but we're going to premiere this on Fridays. Fridays will be an emotional escapade with Oberon as he reads the focus for emotions, love, relationships, things of that sort for the 4 elemental signs. So I'll be doing a reading for the air signs, the water signs, the earth signs, and the fire signs. And it'll be 3 cards that will kind of detail how that week ahead will go with you from the emotional basis, what things may pop up that do pertain to relationships or just about how you're feeling about stuff. And that's going to be very soon, probably within about 2 weeks we'll have that. There'll be more information later on that.
And not to be outdone by Mr. O here, he thinks he can get away with reading without me. Ha ha ha. I am actually going to work on this. I don't have a name for it yet, but I will be doing a weekly reading that will involve money, career, and education, kind of those broad areas there, the more material end of life. And it's kind of ironic we're tackling this in this manner, but that's kind of the way we are. We kind of work with opposite energies a little bit, so I think it's appropriate for him to do the love, emotional stuff, and for me to do the money, career, and finance down to earth kinds of things.
Well, I am a Scorpio, you know.
I am an Aries,
All right.
Well, and so now we're going to get going, and I do want to just say hello to everybody here today.
And
Hi,
thank
Monster.
you for coming. It's exciting.
I see our former producers with us in Smiling Soul, LS, JW, Khalil. Hope things are going well with you. Renosa, Smiling Soul, and Gizdor. Welcome, welcome. And so we're going to get started right away. And I think our first person at the stream today was LS.
That is correct.
So LS, would you like a reading? And let us know what type, if it's just general or you have a particular question in mind.
Today's readings that I do will be from the Tarot of the Northern Spirits, which is a deck I've had for a number of years, and I read it a little bit more commonly years ago, but I thought I would pull it out. It's still in great shape.
We both have brought different decks today. The one I'm using today comes from this this deck set by Barbara Moore and artwork by Gabriele, Krasinski, and Rivoli. And it is the Book of Shadows Tarot. And there is 2 decks in this set. One is called As Above, and the other one is called So Below. And the As Above kind of is a deck. It's a full tarot deck that deals with more spiritualish kind of issues. And So Below is the more mundane, regular, everyday kind of tarot. And today I've chosen to read from the So Below deck. And as you'll see here, I'll just show you the back. And just a couple of the cards. They really got kind of a modern day feel to them. So they're a little bit different. Let's pull out, oh, look, I've got the 9 of Wands here. So this is the deck I've chosen for today, and this is a Low Scarabeo deck. And also, I'm reading with the Celtic Lenormand by Caitlin Matthews.
Well, let's start off by saying happy birthday, LS. A very happy birthday to you.
Oh, Scorpios. Somebody else is having a birthday soon.
Yes, someone else is having an anniversary soon.
Oh, dear. We got to plan another anniversary toast.
That's right, we do.
Yes, it's going to be our
38th.
38th wedding anniversary.
Indeed.
Woohoo!
So happy birthday to LS, and I
Yes.
have no idea if Mercury retrograde could cause that. I suppose it could be from a point of...
birthday reading. Oh, man, I do want to accommodate that. I don't know how short it is, but maybe I can improvise it. I did make a birthday spread, LS, that I love to use on my birthday. It's kind of in the shape of a candle. Let me see if I can find it here. Why don't you... Oh, did you shuffle already?
I've shuffled a little bit. I'll just shuffle a little
Shuffle
more.
some more, and let me see. It should be under one of these timing ones here. Let's see if I can find it. It might be special occasion. Oh, somebody needs a haircut. That would be me. You might notice, people who didn't join us last time, one of us got a haircut.
I did more than a haircut.
Yes, you did. Okay,
I
I'm
also-
sorry. This is taking too long.
It is.
It is. People, be patient with me.
We will.
You will? Maybe not. I can't find it.
Oh, well.
Ah!
Can you improvise?
Maybe. Let me just see if I can find the chapter, because that will solve the
Well,
problem.
meanwhile, I will show a few announcements.
Please do. I see it. It's in chapter 11.
I'm doing a meditation for Hecate Night. Hecate Night is considered the queen and protectress of all witches, and so all the witches celebrate her feast day on November 16th, and I will be giving a meditation about that. That will be on our YouTube channel somewhere, probably towards the latter part of the evening. Just if you're wondering, our schedule, we normally do live stream from Thursdays 7 to 9 p.m., Sundays 2 to 4 p.m., and that's Eastern Standard Time. You can check us out at Twitter. That's at TFT Tarot number 4 today. Did you find it?
Yes. I have to say it is a little longer than our usual readings, but maybe we could run through this fast for LS since it is a special day. I'm sure our other people will understand. And I'm going to show you, this is my birthday.
Thank you, Khalil. I like my haircut too.
This is my birthday wish spread. It's kind of in the shape of a candle with the flame on top. And so basically, it'll get, I assume, LS, you have the habit of making a birthday wish. We don't need to know what that is, but if you have something in mind, we're going to shuffle the cards, and this is going to relate around a little bit to your birthday wish. So we're using your cards. You shuffled?
Yeah, go ahead and shuffle
All
now.
right.
It's your turn to shuffle.
We're going to rock and roll this reading out so we can move on. And this will also give you guys a sample of the longer readings that we can do for you eventually next year. We're probably going to start offering them either via donation or cost within the next year. That's, besides our free live streams. So you may want to get a more involved reading, intense reading, either one that I have prepared or some other type.
We've read for the crowned heads of somewhere. No, we haven't.
No, we haven't. We read for the mayor of what city? Lincoln Park.
Yeah, we read for the mayor of a small town.
Former mayor, I'm sure by now.
And didn't that person say, "You know who I am"?
Yes, they did, as a matter of fact. That's funny.
And we said, maybe.
Okay, let me work around Mr. Sunman.
The cards are cut.
Okay, so lay the first card out at the bottom. We may not be able to put these exactly as they should look.
This is the Seven of Wands. In this deck, it's called Rods.
And this is the lessons you've learned in the past year regarding your wish. So the Seven of Rods upright, is it?
Sometimes you have to sacrifice a few heads.
Well, it's wands, right? Oh,
Yeah,
that's
wands.
funny. Well, that is the symbology on that card. But what I would say about the Seven of Wands is, of course, that, you need to find a way to rise above, the either competition, opposition, stand your ground in order to get what you really desire and want.
Right. It really is about positioning yourself to be the most effective.
Yes. Okay, number 2. Number 2 is the recent past, which is the last 3 to 4 months. What's been happening in regards to your wish,
that
if
there?
anything? Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, and that is the reversed Nine of Rods, which, of course, just recently I was mentioning how the 9 and the 7 sort of have similar qualities.
Yes.
This one is reversed, though. Now, what's the position again?
Oh, it's the past 3 to 4 months, what has been happening in regards to my wish. Maybe you feel you haven't been that prepared, or that this wish seems kind of still far away for you. You don't see...
You could also feel, too, that maybe the forces are a little bit more than you reckoned with, that maybe it's a little harder of a go. It doesn't mean you're giving up, but it does mean that maybe you're fighting a little bit harder, or you're feeling that crunch a little bit more.
Yes. And the next card is Future Trends, the next 6 months. What will the next 6 months hold for you in regards to your wish? That's a Fool reversed. It is the Fool reversed.
It is possible that you may have to watch important decisions, and you may have to decide to really analyze them better, not necessarily go with a gut feeling, because maybe the gut feeling is not really correct. That's sort of what I'm getting there. But do pay attention to that. Examine all qualities. Ask your favorite tarot card readers for some advice.
Well, and I would also say, just add to that, maybe in these next 6 months, it's not worth taking a huge gamble or risk to achieve your aims or goals. You really need to kind of go with the flow and the rhythm of things, no matter if it seems like it's taking a long time.
And that's kind of heralded by the first card, too, a little bit. It sort of says there's a sense of wanting to be prepared, and that means taking the necessary time to do that.
Okay, and obstacles to overcome in this next year in order to obtain your wish, or ways in which I can obtain my wish if it's a positive card. And what do you
Six of
have?
Cups.
Oh, the Six of Cups.
Now
oh, that's interesting.
This card looks a little different from it, so how would you interpret that?
Well, I go with my standby. I really
Sure.
do. I really feel that the Six of Cups in this point is there may be lessons from your past that can help you obtain your wish. That's what I'm thinking.
It could be that, too, that maybe the picture, if it's not very clear, sort of looks like a woman is giving comfort to somebody who may be ill in bed, or maybe lying there indisposed. Maybe they're just having a really bad day, and she's trying to remind him, you've had better days, you'll have better days again.
Yes, I think I like that. Very good. And the next card is, I'm just moving things out of Sunman's way because he's all over the place here. The next card is the progress made towards achieving my wish by next year. In other words, next year around your birthday.
We have the Hanged Man.
Oh,
Upright.
it sounds to me like you're going to be making some sacrifices and making some room in your life maybe for this wish to take place. Oh, very good. Nice. He's trying to
Did I do
set
that
it
right?
up in the order that they would be.
Okay, wait a minute. It's actually like this, right?
How many do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Card 6. Yes, and then the one goes on top here like a
Well, I
flame.
didn't get my interpretation of this one. What is the
Oh, hang on.
position?
The Hanged Man is progress made towards achieving my wish by year's end. In other words, by her birthday, her next birthday.
This may mean you may have to consider what it is you can do without. This may mean that you will continue to be making decisions as evidenced by the Fool, or being confronted with decisions. It doesn't necessarily mean you'll make them, but you will have to consider things to possibly weigh against other things to make differences in your lifestyle, changes in your lifestyle.
Well, LS, I'm not sure about that. It's not for you per se. It just means that, you're going to have to make room and space for it in your life. You're going to have to find a way to accommodate some things here. The final one is the outlook for getting my birthday wish by next birthday.
Actually, that's a good way to end. You have pulled the Strength card, and it shows kind of a strong Amazonian type of woman, or, a Viking or warrior woman. I'm not sure. But to me, that says that basically remain true to yourself. Remain true to your principles and your feelings. Stand for yourself. Make your words stand for what you want them to be. This is a card of great strength of compassion and understanding. So it could be saying too that the way to your goal is really by applying those virtues of strength rather than just forcing something necessarily. What do you say, Bansh?
I just think that it shows you're going to be by next birthday in a strong position to achieve what you want, and it's really because of changes within yourself. That you have done. You've done the hard work. You've had the Hanged Man here. You've done the work you need to get ready to receive. What you desire and what you wish for.
Well, I think if I wanted to sum up the overall reading, and I think it's good, is that despite maybe that moment there, the card reading is actually pretty good. It just sort of says you are marshaling forces, you are thinking about what those decisions are, and yet, you still have your eye a little bit on what it was that pleased you before and whether or not it will please you in the future. You're prepared, most likely, to make those changes you need to, and you really have strength governing you as a principle.
It may just be a process. It may take the full cycle from the looks of things for you to get this, but I think that the prospects are good. So hopefully we got through this quick enough.
Happy birthday again.
Happy birthday again. And what did everybody think of my birthday spread? I'm just curious because that's something I designed.
Where's the cake, Banshee? I see the candle. Where's the cake?
Well, I don't know. I don't have any cake today. And somebody else has a birthday this month, right? Your mother.
Yes, my dear mother, my long-suffering mother, is also Scorpio. She's actually pretty much right on the cusp, but you would never see a blending of her and Sagittarius. She is Wally Scorpio, in my opinion. Her birthday is on the 21st, and so sometimes we try to get together and celebrate. She's several hours away, so I am actually planning on making a trip out there very soon to see her for her birthday.
Hey, Jay, you're next if you're with us.
Huh, that's interesting. I don't know if that connotes that will happen. I'm not sure that I see that, but there was the one card about the nostalgia for the past. And
yes.
That was what really kind of is comforting in a way, the person giving comfort to the other person. So it's hard to say.
Well, you never know. That might be a return to things from your past. That might be indicating that. I just think that you're in a good position to do, to possibly make that happen if that's your desire.
We're going to switch to your cards for Jay's reading.
Hey, Jay, what you got? Oh, that's an interesting question. Do we want to do a yes/no for that?
Yeah, let's do that.
We're going to try that
this
first.
This is actually a good time of year to do that. We are still in Scorpio, and for some people, we may have just passed 15 degrees into Scorpio, which from an astrological point of view, some mystical traditions believe that is true Halloween. That's not actually on the 31st. It's actually about a week in, because it's the way the degrees into each sign present that, apparently. So we'll see.
Here he goes again, muscling me out of my space to shuffle. I'll just shuffle one more time and give it to you. Here you go.
Thank you, Madam.
Oh, you are a piece of work, Cat.
Well, as Smiling Soul or LS or somebody said earlier, he probably is the star of the show.
Yep.
Y'all just coming here to watch the cats.
And the other sad thing is his mom just had to put her dog down. So passed away. Good old Maggie. Maggie was a big Rottweiler dog that was as gentle as can be. Wanted to be a lap dog, and when Maggie would sit on my lap, you couldn't find me. So we miss her, and we hope that her soul is in doggy heaven because she was a real sweetheart. I kind of knew the last time we went up there just recently would be the last time I'd see her. So I said, my thank yous to her for being such a good pal. She was really a sweetheart.
Sometimes the larger dogs have problems as they get older, especially with certain parts of their hips and their legs. They just aren't built for the longevity, and that's what was happening. She was increasingly in more pain, and she was only 12, but that's actually a pretty good life for a larger dog.
Ashley argues that she was 14, and I tend to agree. I think she's been around longer than 12, and that's amazing for a dog of her size. So, Oberon's mom really took good care of her, and it shows. Okay,
Thank you, everybody, for that. Okay, we are doing Jay's reading. So I assume that this is somebody you did not know existed, but now because of your relationship with your father, you're wondering if it is possible or that maybe there was a hint given.
Well, I'm not sure what to make of this. This is leaning towards no, but because I got this Two of Swords here, I'm just wondering, two. Just thinking there could be somebody. Do you have any other siblings, Jay?
There was one ace, so this sort of signifies a not
And look
likely
at this,
chance.
too. Look at this, too.
Oh.
That's kind of, yeah, I know. Oh, he dropped them. Hopefully, yes. It was the Empress card, which is interesting because the Empress is about creativity and, fertility. It could be birth. So in a sense.
This is like a 50-50 answer in a way. It's
I'm
almost
gonna
like
definitely
maybe
draw some Lenormand on
Tarot
this.
doesn't actually know or feel this answer at this time for some reason.
Okay, you do have two little sisters on his side. I see that. Yeah, it's leaning towards no, and I don't know if we're picking up the other siblings here. That's why I asked. It's very interesting to me. Let me see if I can get any beat on this with the Lenormand. I'm going to take one from the top. Not exactly, but I did get news from the home front, or news about the home. So I don't know if you're going to get, if maybe you need to inquire more with somebody on this, somebody from, you're saying on your father's side of the family. Maybe if there's some relatives on his side of the family you could try to get some information out of. I sense maybe you need to contact them and see.
Although our tarot reading more or less indicated it was kind of up in the air for tarot, it didn't feel strongly like that. I'm getting a different feeling from this, but it's not necessarily exactly germane to the question you asked, because to me, the two ravens or the two crows, the two blackbirds, to me, they call to me in a way like from mythology, Odin's ravens. And so from that I get the mystical sense that maybe it's not that is what is unknown, but maybe there is something else about another relative that is unknown, or about another situation that relates to your family, and that maybe you're going to find out that. So I'm just wondering if that is possible, that maybe there's another little mystery or intrigue or story that isn't quite known amongst everyone, or certainly amongst yourself. So I'm just wondering about that. But I do want to stand by my feeling that it doesn't look exactly like maybe you have another sibling who's passed on. But
right, that's what I'm getting.
Clear.
But I do think you need to look, I do think there's an indication here to me that you need to look into this further, and maybe that there's somebody, on your father's side of the family who might be able to help you ascertain that.
Yeah, I don't think it's the actual father that can help in this
No, I don't
situation.
get that. And Jay, if you stick around and there's time, we can always answer another question for you. I see somebody named Mimi has joined us. And I would just say, Mimi, we put you on the list, but there are people in front of you. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 people in front of you.
Okay, so let's move on then.
Okay, so Khalil, hey, you're up next. So do you have a question for us today? Do you want to use your cards again?
Yeah, we'll go back to my cards for this one.
We'll go back and forth.
You are welcome, Jay.
You're welcome, Jay.
And yeah, maybe check that out. I just get the feeling like it's something else. Maybe it's a different kind of mystery or family relationship that you're going to find out about. Okay, big job interview tomorrow.
Ah.
Renosa says they're next. Renosa came after Khalil, though.
Yes, you are next. No, you're after Khalil, Renosa. You absolutely are next. So we'll do Khalil, and then we'll get right to you.
Okay.
At least that's according to what I saw, unless I messed up.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Okay, so Cleo wants to know if there's anything they should be aware of for the job interview.
All right, sure, absolutely. Let me see if I have anything on interviews. I'm not sure. We might just want to throw 3 cards on that. Oops, I grabbed the wrong one. I even have my Halloween haiku sitting there for some reason. I don't know why.
Alrighty.
Put it down for a second.
I'll put it right there.
Not specific to a job interview, but how will I feel about a career opportunity? How will the employer's business partners feel about me? Why don't we just throw 3 cards on this one? I think we should just do the 3 cards. Okay. So I'm going to draw and see what we get. Because he wants to know specifically about tomorrow and if there's anything he should keep in mind.
So in other words, like maybe just a gotcha question?
No, I don't think it is at all. I think it's a very awesome question.
Well, no.
What do you mean by that?
They might.
Like if they throw anything at you.
A gotcha question.
Okay.
Because trust me, I've certainly had my share of gotcha questions.
Yes, we have. And I just want to tell you, remember this is the Banshee here, but I have to say, and I am boasting, okay, I am, but in my illustrious career, I have only not gotten one job I applied for. I've aced all my job interviews, and I've been at a number of places. So I'm very proud of that fact. I do seem to think I know what I'm doing when I'm approaching employers.
Well, Banshee, that proves that we are definitely at opposite extremes, because my track record is probably a bit different, especially in my current career where I've tried to be promoted or move into a different department.
It's a tough game. It is, and I have to say that it's kind of like a game sometimes.
Alrighty, so here we go. The first card is our Hanged Man.
Wow, that's a while, Khalil. I can hear you. I can feel why you're a little nervous. All right.
Do you want me to
keep
throw
going?
All 3? Okay.
Yes, we want all 3.
High Priestess reversed. And the Page of Discs reversed. Ooh, very interesting.
It is very interesting because the Hanged Man seems to me to indicate that definitely some sacrifices will be called upon. And maybe you will actually be finding that out tomorrow. What sacrifices, you may have to make, and what are you willing to make, I guess.
Well, to me, though, this card maybe indicates that it probably wouldn't be considered an ultimate sacrifice for you. I mean, it would be one you wouldn't want to necessarily, but because you realize what the payoff is, you are inclined to make that.
Now, the High Priestess reverse to me is indicative of you maybe not, maybe some of your gut impressions on this are going to be proved false. Maybe going through the process of the interview, you may have, or even before going to this job, you may have some preconceived notions of what to expect, but maybe it's not going to be quite like that.
Well, with the High Priestess, I get the feeling like there is this idea here that something maybe is revealed, and I'm wondering if it's being revealed to you, um, and it's sort of as like maybe uh, secret information perhaps that may possibly change your view on that company. I don't necessarily know if it's good or bad, but I get the feeling like maybe you're going to find out something that you had not known about this place that you're interviewing at, or that you hadn't suspected was going on. Do you think that's a possibility?
Store. Okay. And the
But
final card is the Page of Pentacles reversed. And I would say that in this case, I'm wondering it's not so much about maybe failing at the job interview or anything like that. I'm wondering if it's about finances and money, and if things aren't going to be, come out as financially beneficial. You might get some news tomorrow about that may be a disappointment.
I'm just wondering if actually you might feel that to some degree the job presents as not exactly the kind of fit you were looking for. It doesn't look horrid, but there's something about it maybe that you sort of feel is not quite in tune for you, and you may want to consider whether or not you would pass on it or not. Maybe you would let it go. Maybe that's what you're letting go, sacrificing, is this opportunity because something just doesn't fit right.
Do you want to throw down a qualifying card for this one and just see if it goes into more detail what the news might be?
For that one?
Yeah, because it is kind of news. So let's see what we got.
Sure.
Chariot. Wow, maybe something about your move or your distance from the job, maybe? I know you'd probably, I think you mentioned before it would require a move for you.
Well, this is possibly about travel, but it's more likely about ambition or about drive and or ability to face challenges. So maybe that there's that there for you, and that there's an expectation that you really would want to seize those horns, that bull by those horns there. I do kind of like that card myself too. It looks like Thor in his chariot with goats. I know Thor had a chariot of goats in mythology, I believe.
I like the fact that you brought out this is the Norse Tarot, right?
Yes, the Tarot of the Northern Spirit.
Tarot of the Northern Spirit. And since we're already facing winter here in Michigan, bye-bye fall, because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I am wearing my snowman Christmassy shirt today, and it's not to celebrate Christmas. And I have my snowflake pendant on. It's because we found out we might get 3 inches of snow tomorrow. So I'm really kind of sad about that, but I'm trying to embrace the snow energy as best I can.
You'd think we were living in the South at Atlanta, where 1 inch drives them into some sort of psychosis.
Oh, but tell them about our drivers during this weather.
Well, it seems to us that although most of us are born and bred Michigan snow drivers, the first snowfall, maybe the second one, nobody remembers how to do it. they're totally bad. And there's some extreme sliding around and not good.
Well, Khalil, the other thing I would add about the chariot is that, you might be thinking of the effort versus what they're offering you as far as the job goes. Maybe this will play into things a little bit too. I'm not sure, but I'm going to draw a couple of Lenormand now to close out this reading.
I know some of us think that, being ambitious is persnickety, in the sense that some things it's good to be ambitious about, and then some things people say, oh, you're overly ambitious. I'm just wondering if the quality of ambition that they're looking at for you, I don't feel that that's necessarily the problem, but it may be that there's something else that's expected to change. The giving up is what I'm thinking. So
hi, Josephine. Welcome. We'll put you on the list, but we've got a few people in front of you now. We still have 4 people in front of you after we finish with Khalil, and we're almost done. I'm going to pull one from the top and one from the bottom. Wow, Khalil. It's a very interesting combination here. You can hold those up. I have the Path, and the Paths card, and I also have the Fox card, which many people in the Lenormand look at as kind of a work associated card. It could mean coworkers, or it could mean the work environment itself, and the Path, and I tend to read it that way too. And the Path card is decisions. You know, you definitely have. I don't think this is cut and dry for you. You're going to have some decisions and to make here, and you're going to have to weigh this well.
So to sum up your question, I think the only thing that you'll want to be aware of is that maybe there's a level of ambition that they have not previously expressed interest, that they expect you to be more ambitious in regards to that particular position. And then I also feel too that maybe there is some little business that they haven't totally revealed to you. It sort of is in the nature of, secrets, maybe company secrets. I don't think it's like gossipy secrets, but maybe when you find out, you can let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be very curious how things turn out for you. Well, thanks, Khalil, again.
Thank you,
and
Khalil.
great to see you here. And
Thank
I
you for
wish you
coming
the
again.
best of luck with tomorrow. Absolutely.
Yes, very good luck for you tomorrow.
And what can we say? We know it's the retrograde right now. We were experiencing some problems with our trackpad on our on our laptop here, and we were a little worried about
You're
how the
welcome.
live stream would go today. So, but it seems like it's worked out, and I think it's a little bit of that Mercury thing going on. It's my thinking. So, Renosa. Okay, you're very welcome, Khalil. Renosa, you're up next, so if you have a specific question, let us know. And otherwise, or if you want a general one, aha. That's a good question. And I think that this is a nice challenging one. Should we do a yes/no for that, and then some qualifiers maybe as
Sure.
needed? Okay.
Sure. And of course, Khalil, 1111, that's a highly charged number. 22 is a
That's
highly charged number.
Veterans Day here in our
So-
country, where we honor our military vets. And my father, who was a veteran in World War II, his birthday is November 12th, right after Veterans Day. He too was a Scorpio.
Just so you know for sure, I don't think it's anything devious. I just sort of think it's just something that they haven't really, really
Defined.
been defined or been totally upfront about.
Yeah.
So you may find it challenging. Okay, so let's get to Renosa.
I'm using my
This
cards.
is a very interesting question.
Yeah, thank you, Renosa, and we'll see what we can glean for you. Do I cut or you didn't shuffle yet?
I didn't shuffle yet.
My friend, my partner. I know, Mimi, you are on the list, but there are at least, after we got done with Renosa, there are 2 people in front of you. So be patient with us.
Okay, go ahead.
All right.
Oh, your grandfather's birthday too.
Oh. Who is that?
Khalil said that.
Oh, cool.
Struck out, eh?
Well, I would, the cards for Nosa are leaning towards a no in a big way, because we didn't get any aces this time, which means no. Let's examine these a minute here.
Okay, right.
The Empress was first. Wait, no,
Empress-
I'm sorry. This one was first.
So the first card was the Three of Pentacles,
And the second card?
was the reversed King of Pentacles. That is King, yes. And then the last card was the Empress, Major Arcana 3.
Well, I'm getting some interesting vibes here. You've never met your biological mother. And so I'm wondering if I'm picking up anything at all about this person. The Three of Pentacles, they're showing it as kind of an artist card here, but this shows somebody who seems to be very accomplished at something that they do. Very hard or dedicated worker, very involved in their art or craft. There's also this card here of a King of Pentacles reversed, and I'm just wondering if this is a person that she was involved with at all. And it's not a very nice person per se. What are you picking up from this?
Well, with that one, yes, this could be somebody who maybe presents or brings neediness about money issues to the situation. And or maybe is just incapable of really handling the basics of keeping their financials together. It's not so much that they're struggling, it's just that they don't really know how to make what they have work.
And the Empress is a card of, oh, she's a singer. Okay. The Empress is a card of birth and creativity and growth. And I hate to make assumptions like this, but I don't know why I'm picking this up, is that maybe it's possible because of this person, unable to offer support in a proper way, that maybe that's playing into also how you have not met your mother. Were you adopted? Is that what happened?
And I also get the feeling too, like maybe your biological mom also has other children, or at least one of them.
I was picking that up as well.
Yeah.
I was picking that up as well with the Empress.
And it may be that they've moved into another area of their life where they're not able to directly interface with you.
That doesn't mean that she necessarily doesn't care, but obviously
Right.
she's really focused on what she needs to do right now.
Yes, families are like that, sadly.
Oh, yeah. Oh, interesting. Okay, okay. And that's what I'm sensing here is, money may or may not be an issue. It is to some extent, and it's possible because she has to support other people, and she's just really immersed in what she's doing right now.
Right, this one is the cipher for me. I'm not exactly sure how I feel about that card. I said some things, but it doesn't have a real strong feel for me.
It's hard for me to say. If that is like, for example, your...
I mean, I don't necessarily feel it's another person. I wonder if it could be qualities about them or somebody else that's in the
Well,
situation.
I was wondering if it could possibly be a birth father, or if it could be, somebody that she's with right now. It's kind of what I was picking up.
Yeah, I kind of thought you were, yeah.
But that's me, and then you have your take on it. So I hope that kind of helps a little bit. I really don't think at this time she's minding it much.
Right, it doesn't seem like she's looking for you on social media. It doesn't mean that she...
That she doesn't care.
Right, maybe it's just that's not her way of doing that.
And it is possible she wants to maintain her own distance at this time, and so is trying to keep away from that. Oops, I'm sorry.
I think because the Empress showed up too, though, that's a mom. And so I think she does think motherly things about you.
I think so.
She just maybe just doesn't really have the ability to be more present in your life.
It's interesting that I've got the dog here and the bouquet. The dog indicates, more like a friendship or a. So I sense that, in a way, she has feelings for you. She may feel that you were a gift to her in a way, but it was something that she could, for whatever reasons, not manage at the time, and that's what I'm sensing, that there's very positive feelings here.
Right, and I don't know Lenormand, so what my feelings about these cards suggest is that she absolutely, cares about you, that the flowers represent the idea of something beautiful for her and you. But I feel that the dog sort of shows that maybe there's a loyalty that she has to enact somewhere else right now, that she can't have a loyalty exactly the way she might want to have it for you, but because she has some other conditions in her life, is what I'm thinking, is that make it really harder for her to be more present in yours.
And as I look at this here, Renosa, I think that, she feels, in a sense, friends are not like, I mean, friends can be like family, but also there's a difference between friends and family. And because maybe she has not been a part of your life, that she feels that, she has to, that there's this kind of distance, love, or affection that she has for you, if that makes sense. And I think that's what we have. I think this was pretty cut and dry to me. Otherwise, I would throw a qualifier, but I think this makes a lot of sense to me. And maybe if you want to delve into your mother more, we could try some other time. Or if there's time at the end of the live stream and you're still with us, it's possible. But that's what we have for you right now, Renosa.
Right,
I hope that helps.
Thank you.
And yes, good luck with that. And that doesn't mean you shouldn't try to put feelers out for her on social media if that is your desire. And maybe if you want to ask that question sometime, we will explore that with you.
And you put Edric on the list?
Oh, Edric has arrived. Hey, Edric, I'll
Hi,
get you
Edric.
on the list. We've got a few people in front of you, though, so hang in there with us. We are on Smiling Soul right now. Hey, Smiling Soul, are you still with us?
I think she is.
4. Okay. And Gizdor is after Smiling Soul. And then we get to Mimi, and then Josephine and Edric.
General reading for Smiling Soul.
Okay. Put mine
All right.
aside. Yeah.
So how do you want to do that?
Okay. I'm thinking. Let's do let's do
3 months.
3 months. And see what we get for Smiling Soul here. We have Rabina Ryan. I hope I'm saying that right. Hello there. I'll get you on the list for a reading if you're interested, but we do have a few names in front of you, and we'll do what we can to get to everybody today. So you shuffled, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to get that name on the list.
You're welcome.
Okay, you are on my list. All right.
Okay, first card is this month or next month?
This month, of course.
Okay, November.
Yep. The rest of November.
So we have the Knight of Discs, and he is reversed.
Well, maybe some bad news about finances or money. Something went awry, and you had to make some changes or modifications with something going on with finances or money. This could be with banks or, funding sources, things of that nature.
Something is taking a delay. Something is really taking a long time happening. It may be that there's a paperwork issue, but I actually feel it may be that there's a person issue, like somebody just needs to complete the paperwork. I get the feeling like somebody is specifically trying to just slow things down, and like they need to sign something. Oh, it's on their desk. They just haven't gotten to it yet. That kind of bull crap. Pardon my French. Had to close your account. Ah, not good.
Oh my goodness, that's right. That's right. This really does tie into that because, yeah, this is about some sudden thing happening with finances. Interesting. Okay, go
The
ahead.
next card for December, we have the accompanying disc court card, the Page of Discs. And this one is saying you're really going to have to hang in there because it seems like you're going to have to try to really focus your attention on some of these issues. You really can't flake off or delay yourself. Wherever other people are making delays, you have to try to be not so delaying.
I would say this still kind of ties in with the previous card.
I think so.
You may still be dealing with some issues, related to this. It might be that you will get news, that some things are delayed, or, you can't put things right again as quickly as you would have liked. So it seems like there's definitely some delays. And, Mercury's hopefully going to be isn't it going retrograde by the end or direct by the end of this month?
It'll be like right around the 21st of November.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it still might be playing out a little bit
right,
after that. I think this
afterwards.
is going to be going on through part of December for sure for you.
Some of this is just saying too that, with the holidays coming and other things in your life, you may be finding it a little bit problem to really focus on some of those issues, and you're going to have to figure it out.
Okay,
January.
And January.
Oh, but another sort. Well, things
nice.
get a lot better in January. The new year starts off with really having an ability as well as discernment to take charge and to make the right decisions. That basically, I also too think that maybe somebody will come to you with a choice that will be a good one for you to take. Maybe it's about employment, maybe it's about some other kind of positioning that will kind of give you a little bit of a lift there, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, and also, whatever it is, I think you're going to make some really decisive decisions about some area of your life, whatever it may be. You're going to choose to go on a particular direction or path or focus, and it'll be a good, you'll be using sound judgment, and things should turn out okay. So I think January is your month, Smiling Soul. You're going to have to kind of slog through November and December a little bit. And I'm going to pull a couple of Lenormand cards to see maybe what focus might be for you. Okay. Well, you've got the bear, and you have the mice, those nasty little mice. And so what I have to tell you is that the bear oftentimes is about empowerment and personal empowerment, at least to me. And I feel that, you've got to start looking at the things that are whittling away at your personal empowerment. What doesn't feel right to you, let go of in your life, and only do those things that bring you peace and contentment, and where you feel you're within your power. The things that bring you down, you don't need them, and so make the changes in your life to eliminate the stuff that is bringing you down, making you feel down on yourself, and, you'll feel the change immediately in your, in how you are feeling.
Now, to me, the mice is also about the tendency to want to hoard things or hold on to things, because that's what mice do. And so this, to me, is telling me that maybe you're doing that, but maybe you need to examine some of those habits, what you are holding. It's kind of like what Banshee said. The bear is a little more of a cipher for me. I thought you indicated like maybe female empowerment or something like that.
Yes, the bear is a number of things. This could also be indicative of your resources again, and that you have to, be mindful and watchful, of your resources. Don't let them get whittled away by anything. Maybe maybe bills that you haven't anticipated. Certain things that might be taking money away from you, leeching it away. That's another aspect, but for some reason, I felt compelled to go with the empowerment card, because it's like a mama bear who feels they're in their power, and they're taking care of others, or they're taking care of themselves. That's kind of how I look at that card. And with the mice, it just came to me that way.
I sort of feel like they contrast each other too in a little bit. The one saying hold on to things, the other one saying, forge ahead without those things, doing that. So it's kind of interesting. It's basically involving balance. And so you have to look towards what you can do to achieve your own balance.
Yes.
It's different for everyone.
Yep. And that's what we have for you for now, Smiling Soul. And good luck with that financial fiasco you're going through. Definitely. Okay, next on our list is Gizdor. Hey, Gizdor, are you still with us and do you want a reading?
If you're with us, we will be happy to do a reading for you.
Let us know if it's a general reading or if you have a particular question in mind. Oh dear.
Gidzor.
Oh, Gidzor. I'm sorry. Thank you, ex-producer person. Or shall I just call you MM for short?
Mr. Monster.
Mr. Monster. Okay.
And it may be that Gidzor is not in the room.
We'll give Gizdor. Okay, I'm going to have a problem with that name. Gidzor.
Oh, there you are.
There you are.
Okay, well, thank you for that. We hope we're entertaining enough.
All right, so Gizdor. We'll go on to Mimi. I know you had a question.
Yeah, so it's now time for Mimi.
Just let us know if you're still here. I'm looking up your question again. You want to know how your relationship will be with your future husband. So we're future casting here as best we can. I think we'll throw 3 cards for that.
Well, do we know?
But I'm
going
to wait to see if Mimi. Just let
Okay.
us know if you're still with us.
Okay.
There you are. Okay.
We're going to start your reading right now.
Yep, we're going to start it right now. And I know what you asked, so we'll be looking at how your relationship will be with your future husband. Here you go. Let me get my Lenormand. Well, I hope everybody's having a great day. We're preparing for snow here in Michigan, a little bit early in the season for my part of the state. So I'm a little dismayed and sad, but I love snow, but I love it when I can sit home and watch it and I don't have to drive in it. That's my favorite thing. Sipping hot cocoa or hot cup of tea and watching the snow fall.
So how are we going to do this reading?
We're going to throw 3.
All right. Oh.
Well, this is like a mixed bag here, I would say.
The first card is the 8 of Swords. Do you want me to go ahead?
Yes, please do.
No,
I mean, show all cards first.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
The second card is the 9 of Swords. So they're right in a row from each other. 9. And then the final card is the 5 of Wands.
You can go ahead if you want, because I'm processing.
Well, I can go ahead at least with the first card. And
Okay.
the first card, these are supposed to be things that describe the state of the marriage.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, what life will be like with her future husband, I believe, yes.
Well, it may have some serious ups and downs, or it may have
How
some
the
serious
relationship will be.
challenges.
Yeah.
I do feel that there is a challenge with this relationship. I have a feeling that sometimes one or the other person's wants to be more containing of the other person, and that may feel that there needs to be limits on certain aspects of behavior or ability to have certain freedoms in their life. I also think that there is some healing issues that are going on, that people may be thinking about other aspects, not aspects so much, but other people that are in their emotional territory, people that they also have to have feelings or concerns for. So maybe there's a parental issue, somebody who has to take care of a parent or somebody else in their family, and maybe that is a presence there in the relationship. And then I also feel too that there's competitive aspects in the relationship with the 5 of Wands, and it may be that there's a struggle within the relationship for some sense of who's in charge, which is kind of what the first card was telling me too, that somebody may be feeling like they have to have limitations for the other person or for both of them within that relationship.
Well, I let him go there because I'm just going to spell it out for you. And I want to remind you, because we are future forecasting here, you have to remember that things always change with the tarot. But I also say it's not a good thing to ask the same question too often because things can get muddled. But what you should do is take this advice and try to find a way to, if it's not what you want to hear, make things better before they happen or could happen. So let's keep that in mind as I give you my forecast, because I'm not looking at this as a very good relationship here. I have to be honest with you. And what I'm seeing here is with the Five of Wands, for example, the Five of Wands is a card, like you said, of competition and struggles, but it can also be quarreling and conflict. It seems like you would lock horns a lot. It looks like with a future husband, maybe both of you will be very independent-minded people or have different ideas of how the relationship should work. So we'll talk more about that in a minute. The Nine of Swords, of course, indicates to me some sorrows and sadness. It seems to be of your own creation. Maybe you find this is too much to handle and you kind of wallow into self-pity instead of really looking for solutions on how things could be worked out in the relationship. And see, the Eight of Swords to me indicates that, it feels like there's a feeling of being trapped, like you don't feel like this is where you envisioned being. Now, all of that negativity being said, and I just call it like I see it, I would tell you that, the people that you meet, the potential partners that you have to be that future husband, give yourself time in your relationships to really find out who they are. Sometimes we rush into things and we want the relationship so bad in the marriage that we just go for it. And then, it gets a lot harder to extricate yourself from a bad situation. And that's what I think the cautionary tale is here. Take it slow, really understand and learn about the person that you choose, and you can avoid this. You can avoid the scenario and situation that I'm spelling out for you. And
Pulling another one.
I'm pulling Lenormand.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to see if anything else comes to light about this here. Well, so I've gotten the snake and I've gotten the crossing card, which is oftentimes endings of some sort. And I would say to you that, again, this sounds like a relationship that could end in a divorce, should it be allowed to happen without the forethought that I suggested to you. So be very, very careful. This isn't necessarily going to say it's going to be this way for you, but this is where things are leaning right now. So you have to just empower yourself to look out for yourself enough to make sure you are matched with the person that is right for you.
Right. And, sometimes the questions that are not said or not articulated are actually the most important ones. And I got the feeling that because of the way I felt you asked the question was really saying, what is this relationship going to be like? Was like maybe this is a person you already know, and this is a person you already think that maybe you're getting married to.
I'm just saying hi to E.T. who just joined us. Welcome,
Hi,
E.T.
E.T. I saw that too. Hi. So if this is the person in your thoughts, it is definitely some words to the wise here to really examine your need to be in this relationship. If this is a person that you're already maybe relating to, because it may be indicating that you don't know them as well as you think, or that there is some other things going on that you should just be aware of so that you can at least not be surprised.
Right, right.
So I guess
I'm sorry I don't have better news for you right now, Mimi. But
you are totally welcome to come back and
yes,
talk
think
with us
on
some
what
more.
we've told you today and, ask a question, a similar one another time. But I would say for a little while, maybe focus on other aspects of getting prepared for a relationship with somebody, a future husband, etc., and what you need to do. That would be my advice for a future reading from us, at least for the near future.
Okay,
And
thank you.
Josephine, are you with us? Because you are next if you are. And we just need to know if you'd like a general reading or a reading of something more specific. Just let us know.
A more specific question.
And it's great to see you again, E.T. I noticed you posted some videos for Aries and Scorpio, and I've been talking to him about it. I'm definitely going to try to find some time later to check out the Aries one. And
Thank you,
Mr.
Mimi.
Scorpio here should maybe check out yours as well.
Yes, she keeps telling me, and I got to make the time. I
Yep.
will, I promise. Okay, Robin and Nara, you are still coming up. It's Josephine's turn first.
Yep.
Josephine is asking, why is the friend suddenly becoming distant?
Okay.
Ooh.
Let's.
And you are welcome, Mimi.
You're
are
welcome,
very welcome.
Mimi. Oh, thank you so much. You're very kind. I really appreciate that. And like I said, I'm sorry I don't have better news, but I just got to call what pops in there. Like I see it. Let me see. Where's my relationship stuff? It seems like I have half of it
shuffle?
here. Didn't I shuffle? I think I
don't know.
did. Yes, I did.
Okay, so
I'm missing some of my relationship spreads. That is very strange.
What are we going to do?
There it is. I just wanted to see if I had anything that might relate to friendship. Hang on one second. If not, we'll just draw the 3. Okay.
Questioning person's
I do
motives.
have something I'm going to modify. What was that?
Questioning person's motives. Or...
Yeah. I'm going to modify this one for you. Why the first card is going to be why the relationship is what it is at this present time. Why the distance. Let's see if we get something here on that. Whoa.
Okay, I would say that something from your past unites this friendship. It's sort of like they are very close to you from family connections or friend connections that were forged a while ago, or they're incredibly strong for some reason. I also feel too that it was something about how you found each other, and I'm actually picking up a school vibe. Like maybe you had classes together, you knew each other through some project where you were researching or trying to find out the same things.
Well, I sense here too, this is interesting. This is such a positive card. It seems like, there's been a lot going for this friendship or relationship. And I personally, with this card, can't see what the problem is. So I immediately want to draw a qualifying card for that and see if I get more info. And I've got the 4 of Wands, which again, to me, is another positive card. Like there was a strong bond between the two of you. Am I right about this?
Okay, they did meet at senior school.
Okay. Okay.
And we have another person looking for a reading, Jason. So we'll put Jason on the list too.
Okay, Jason, welcome here. And you will be able to get a reading, but we've got a few people in front of you.
Well, I get the feeling that besides school, that maybe you shared a lot in your friendship too. Like maybe you had mutual friends who had marriages or bonding ceremonies or children or something like that. And you shared with a group of friends too, that you were both part of that in some way.
The second card is the situation as it stands right now. Whoa.
That's the third card.
No, this is the qualifier.
Oh, whoops. I'm so
Yep.
sorry.
So I put those two together, but this is the second card.
And what is it again? It qualifies?
No, this was the qualifier.
Just tell me
This
the
is
card
the
then.
second position, and
Just
it's
tell
the
me the card then.
situation now.
The situation now. The Tower.
Whoa,
Wow.
we can see there's problems.
There are definitely problems.
I'm not sure if this is with you or with this person at this time. Maybe they have some serious personal doo-doo going on. It seems as though the Tower is indicating somebody is going through some serious life lessons right now, and they still haven't. Maybe they're absorbing it and they're trying to process it all right now.
The tower usually means that there's a lot of really fundamental things being challenged in a person's life, that maybe they have to literally pull up roots and move, maybe not physically, but metaphorically. I'm also getting a sense a little bit about something that maybe they found out something that really is painful or traumatic for them in their sense of their themselves, and maybe they actually feel like they can't share it with you, that it's really something that they don't want to share with anybody maybe.
And the third card is the ultimate resolution. Well, it's not a happy thing. It's the Fool reversed, and it's sensing to me, well, what I would say is not unhappy necessarily, but it's just that it seems like things are on the wrong track right now. And I at first was going to tell you maybe you just need to reach out to this person and ask them, but I'm not sure that's the right thing to do. What do you think, Mr. O?
Well, I'm thinking that for at least the here and now and going forward, the relationship is definitely different now. There's a cooling off of sorts. I don't feel the relationship is over, but this person has a serious need to confront some of their own issues. And like I said, I get the feeling like there's something that happened or that they're aware of that really is painful, or that they just really want to deal with on their own. Can you give Jason an idea of when he will be next?
All right, Jason, let me.
Why don't you go through the whole order too? Because
I'm going to go through who's left. We have Josephine, which we're working on now. We have Edric, we have Rabina Ryan, we have E.T., and we have Jason.
So Rabina Ryan is the second one after this one.
Right. So that's where we're at right
about
now.
Fourth down. Okay, so you're going to pull a Lenormand?
Pull some Lenormand on this and see if... Wait, here's another thing I wanted to say. I would just say that right now, let the person be. Don't take any chances or risks on this right now, and see if things don't right themselves. If they contact you, by all means, contact back. But maybe lay low and let them process whatever it is they're going through. When the time is right, if they are good, if they were good friends, they will let you in on things.
You asked why, and I think the why is there's something that they're not really able to share exactly, and maybe it's just really painful or a burden to them.
We've got it. This might talk a little bit more about the why maybe. It looks to me that there's news coming to you of some change of direction or focus for this person. Like, I don't know if maybe they now have friends in their lives, or maybe some kind of relationship that is taking up their time, or maybe some family matters that are taking up their time. But clearly the Path card is here, and the letters, which is indicative to me of some new direction or path or journey.
I'm wondering if actually they're finding that, and I said something before about pulling up stakes, metaphorically at least, but I'm wondering if maybe that's what it is that there's something that maybe is going to make them have to vacate this area. Like maybe it's another job, maybe there's somebody that they have to make more time for in their lives. Maybe they have to do something to assist an older relative or somebody that needs their physical help in some way. I just sort of get a sense of that there too.
Okay. And let's see. So I'm sorry, it's kind of, I would just say it's kind of a wait and see kind of thing, Josephine.
Yeah, I think so.
You should just lay back and let things develop for now, and maybe check with us in another time on this, okay?
Thank you. We hope you do.
Yeah, and I'm going to move on to Edric now, who I see is ready.
Smiling the shade.
I see you're with us, Edric. So if you have a question specifically, or if you just want a general reading, now is your time.
I'm going to start shuffling.
And I just wanted to talk to, who was it? I know there was a comment further back. The Gidzor, if you're still with us, I heard you say you love snow, and you know what? I used to love snow too. I mean, even up to more recent years.
You're welcome, Josephine.
once arthritis started setting into my body, I didn't like snow as much anymore. And having to drive a little bit of a distance to and from work all the time, and with the crazy drivers out there,
Thank you,
that's
Jason.
kind of made me not like snow either. After being in some near miss accidents and him totaling a car one time, slipping and sliding in the snow, it's not always that fun. That's my problem with it now, but I love watching it fall, and it's just magical. I do love snow.
This is probably a good uh, 3 aces, yes or no.
Okay, let's
Should
see
they
what we
pursue
got.
acting?
Okay, yeah, we're going to definitely check this out for you, Edric. And our typical tarot cat is with us today. Sunny is here. Like I said, we had hopes that our gray cat Sassy would be joining us today, but he kind of muscled her out of the picture, so she's taken off again.
You know, for 3 siblings from the same litter, they do have their interesting back and forth dynamics, and they occasionally do seem to be slightly jealous of each other, slightly mean to each other. They're never full out, but
Do I cut?
yes, you cut.
There you go.
Edric and the acting career.
Let's see what we've got for you. I do like that deck. I have a copy of that deck too,
You
don't
do.
I? Yep, I should. It's a good one for this time of year too. I like that deck. And for people joining us late, what is the name of that deck again you're using?
It's the Tarot of the Northern Spirits. I want to go through these again just to make sure, because I'm not as familiar with them, so I often wonder if I passed up an ace inadvertently.
That's all right. I was doing that with my deck too. We're both using different decks today. We like to mix it up a bit. We have so many
Questions like
decks.
yours are sort of semi-arbitrary in the sense that you could probably ask them again and again and get really differing reasons. But I'm going to just say that right now it doesn't look strong in that sense. However, I do get the feeling with the Six of Swords that there is some sort of journey for you. It may be a metaphoric journey, or it may be a physical journey. It may be that you need to leave certain things behind. This is usually what the card is about. Sometimes it could be true adversity or pain or just bad situations, but you do feel like maybe there's something better down the stream, down the river. The other card I see is the Three of Wands, or the Three of Rods. And that card to me says that certain things are worth waiting for, and that to some degree you have things that you are waiting for, that you are invested in, and that maybe it's a matter of time of just seeing those in, but that mostly the prognosis looks good, like the other things that you are invested in may be coming towards you. So if in fact you have been investing in an acting career, then maybe you should just continue investing, because the prognosis does seem to be okay. And then finally, you do have an Ace of Wands, and that one merely does indicate that there are some beginnings in store for you, and that maybe they are about how you create things, how you can manifest, network, challenge yourself and challenge other people. So once again, I think Banshee's going to go ahead.
Well, of course I am. And by the way, thank you for your nice comment, Jason. I appreciate that. Edric, what I would say about this is it is a possible no. It's leaning towards no, but it's not necessarily no. It depends maybe on you. And what I sense here is that if you want to make this a yes, you do have to leave some things behind. You're going to have to make some decisions here on, either leaving some attitudes, behaviors, family, friends, whatever it is behind to pursue this more aggressively, and also to maybe look for, the opening you need. You're going to have to try to open those doors to make an acting career possible if you're really serious about this. So it is leaning towards no, but there is the potential here that you could turn this into a yes.
And I think Smiling Soul has good advice. I think that, working as an extra when you can, or just getting attached with a local theater group and working your way up. A lot of times you have to just sort of be somebody that sweeps the floor or adjusts the lighting or whatever, but it is a way in, and that's how it works. And like Smiling Soul, I myself did a little bit of acting many years ago.
How did we start in libraries, Mr. O? By pushing carts of books and just shelving, and then we moved up the ladders, and I ended up getting my degree and moving on to being a librarian. So I mean, that's the point. There's steps,
Do you have a letter, Mond?
Yes, and sometimes you can't rush those steps. So I'm not saying a definite no on that,
Yeah,
Edric,
I don't feel that way
you.
either. I just sort of feel that it's qualified.
This is very interesting. And this kind of ties in exactly what I said, in my opinion. We've got the ring here, and we have the lilies. And the lilies indicates maturity, sometimes a span of time. The ring is something of value to you. So, you obviously feel very strongly about acting, or you wouldn't be asking this question. So I think what it's indicating here is, you're going to have to give this time and allow it to develop and really work towards that to make it happen for you.
If it's a dream, I encourage you to follow it. I mean, you can't abandon everything else about your life for it. You'll just have to put it into perspective. But I really think you should follow it, because these cards especially have a good ring to them to me. Pardon the pun, ring.
And what I would say is, obviously we all have to eat and we all need a job. So you may have to just do some other things, to keep yourself going while you continue to pursue your dream.
Smiling Soul, I always thought you were a bad girl. Bad girl, what you gonna?
Okay.
I love you. I'm just teasing.
Edric, that's what we have for you, so I hope that helps a bit. And we are on Oberon now. I hope I am saying that correct.
And I know you've been waiting for us, Oberon. So
thank you for being patient.
So go ahead and ask your question.
Whether it's a general question, I think it's career related. It sounds like you've been talking about that a lot.
Yeah, you were asking about. I hope you didn't abandon us after waiting so long.
Yeah, Ryan, I'll give you a couple minutes, and maybe you want to discuss some of our Twitter, Facebook, and everything.
Well, right. There you are.
There you are. Well, we'll do that later.
There you are. I'm looking for a new job change and apply to how soon will I get a new job? Is there any foreign job opportunity in your future? Okay. Are you going to shuffle yours, or shall I do mine? I think.
Well, that's a multifaceted question. Let's see what we can do for you.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Looking for a job change. How soon?
Let's throw 3 cards on that.
Okay. And then a possible qualifier for the other part?
Yeah.
Alrighty, go ahead and shuffle these then.
It may come out in the reading, so we'll see.
This is true. So I guess what you're saying is you can travel for a job.
If
That's
necessary.
Pretty good. Hi.
Well, welcome to everybody today. This has been an amazing group, and we really appreciate your patience and working with us. And we love reading for you all. Okay. He answered yes to your travel question?
I guess so, yes.
All right. Let's see what we get.
So 3 cards.
Yeah.
Bam, bam, and bam. Ooh.
Well.
You have something good here, in a way. You have some other things that maybe are interesting. Your first card is the reversed Seven of Swords. And to me, this card talks about things that maybe you have felt you lost, but possibly will come back to you, or that will be repaired in some way. So if it's not a physical thing that's lost, like maybe if it's something more of a quality, or maybe you lost a job, but maybe there's a possibility that this thing is going to come back to you. And there is a sense here that there was some sort of deception, or somebody who was trying to be sneaky in some way. So I don't know if that relates to how that thing was lost. Did you want to comment on that one?
The seven is a difficult card, but it does tend to feel like there was some deceptions. Also, if you said you have applied for a job, make sure that they've laid out, make sure that they're on the up and up, I guess, with you on, how much money you'll make, or what the position is about, because they may be hiding some facts from you, I sense, is a possibility with this card. The Four of Cups, which follows, is reversed.
I wanted to say something about his comment real quick,
okay.
though, that they mentioned that they're a software engineer and struggling with career growth. And so when you said that, that's what I felt about the Seven of Swords, is that they maybe are delaying or being cagey, being non-specific about those opportunities, that they're limiting you. That's what it feels like. There is a limitation on you in some respect. Okay, go ahead with the four.
Well, and yeah, I was going to just add to that, because now that we know that fact, sometimes when people know you're good at something and they like what you're doing so much they don't want to move you forward, sometimes that happens too. They kind of hold you in place because they don't want to put somebody else there. Go ahead. That's the Four of Cups reversed. And I would say with the Four of Cups reversed, that's an indication to me that new opportunities could be on the horizon for you. That's like a renewed activity. Like maybe you should throw your resume out there more and seek other opportunities, because that seems like something is in the works. Something could happen.
This card, to me, is a rather strong contrast to the first card, because whereas the first card said that where you're at now, or what your experience has been, is sort of some imposed limitations, this card is kind of saying that although that may be true, you have been aware of some opportunities and you have been thinking about them, and that it really isn't going to be very long before you're going to find your course of action, which would look to be, number one, definitely knowledge granted. This is the sun, and the sun is really about illumination and knowledge, finding out things, but also to the brightest possible forecast around. So I get the feeling,
Success.
yeah, it's very card of success, and I get the feeling like maybe if you are able to really do your research and really look into the companies you want to, that you probably are going to be able to make the right choice.
I have a feeling, I'm going to draw my Lenormand and see if I get anything on timing there.
Bye, Mr. Monster.
Oh, bye, Mr. Monster.
Go rake those leaves.
All right. Thank you for watching and moderating for us. I'll keep an eye on things from here. So at any rate, I think that I don't see timing, but I'm thinking if you start searching in earnest and opening that door to the potential new opportunity, there looks like there's success out there for you. But let me draw a couple Lenormand cards and see if they give any more insight on that.
Okay, Renosa, we will probably get to you in a little bit.
Yeah, we're not sure. Time is getting short. We have two other people after Rabinaran.
All right, so you're throwing in one more Lenormand for them.
Okay. Wow. Well, this is interesting. I've got a woman card, and I've got a gift. And this is indicative to me that there could be an offer made to you from someone. Since this is a career-oriented question, I am looking at it that way. This is not part of your personal life. This is a part of career. That the bouquet is like a gift, but I also look at it in this case that it could be an offer.
Well, I think that the focusing more is really more about learning more about some of the companies that you might be interested in. I don't think you're doing anything wrong in terms of your own personal growth and your abilities. It's really more about making sure you're finding the right company. So that's what the focus I'm talking about is.
Particularly if your own is not treating you fairly, and giving you more advanced opportunities.
And I do feel that what Banshee is saying here is that there is a strong possibility that an offer is coming to you in the near future. And I'd say that maybe it may be coming from somebody you don't exactly expect, that it might be a different person than you might think. So you'll just want to look at that and make sure you're making the right one. But it is an offer I do believe is coming to you.
Yes.
So I would
So,
like you to
I would
let
like
us
to
know.
I would like to think that this might be happening sooner than later.
Yeah.
If I had to give you a time frame at all, I would say maybe the next 3 to 6 months.
Yes. Hopefully that's not too long for you, but
Well, it sounds like you may have employment now. You're just not satisfied there, correct? Okay.
alrighty.
Well, I want to just say good luck and join
Good
us
luck.
again, and feel free to ask
Update us
more
if you
questions
can,
and update us. Absolutely. And we're going to move on to ET right now. Hey, Esoterics, you got a question for us today? Do you want to have a reading? It is your time if you want it. And thanks for joining us again. It's been great. Khalil's joined us again, and Smiling Soul, of course, was here. LS. It's been a big day for us here today.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. And good luck. Good
And
luck.
Good luck. Yes. Okay, and we're going to give Esoterics a couple more moments.
Yep. We'll give her a few moments, and if we do not hear back, we'll.
Oh,
You can only join on Sundays. I know it's tough, and we totally understand. And you never know what the future brings. As we morph and grow, we might add live streams. We can't say. And of course, as we maybe retire someday.
yeah, you said
know.
you're like about 7 hours later than us. So on Thursdays when we start at 7, it's like 2 or 3 in the morning for you.
Yeah.
So yeah, we can't expect you to
We
come
were
in for
looking
that.
at some of the chat where all of you were talking about your time zones and the time differences. Fascinating.
We think everybody here is a great soul.
Akansha Rawat, you can be added to the list. I will add you right now.
So Esoterics may not be with us. It
Yep,
looks like
I'm
a
going to
few
give you
have
one more
dropped
second,
out.
Esoterics. Why don't you make a couple of announcements?
Okay, and that's usually when they pop up and say
Yep.
hi. So just a reminder, in a couple of days, Banshee will be showing her soul stories.
Soul
which is
stories.
Very interesting stories that sort of relate the synchronicities and omens and messages from spirit.
Things that have truly happened in my life, and some of them are more hard to believe than others. That's all I can say. And I honor all these experiences for good or bad. And I recognize, the messages I've received. And I hope it makes people examine their own lives more and recognize the magic that happens in their own lives. So,
Akanksha says that you pronounced their name right.
oh, thank you so much. I'm usually not very good at that. But I just want to add about the soul stories. This particular one on November 13th is very near and dear to my heart. It involves my mother and my aunt, my late mother and my late aunt. And it's a particularly poignant anniversary date for me. And please, I'll announce the video. Please watch it and tell me what you think, because it's an amazing ending to a somewhat somber story. Okay, and also remember we're on Facebook and Twitter, and that we post readings daily. Our tarot for tomorrows are there. We're posting other content, like my tarot haiku appears twice a week now, and other things will be coming. That's all I can say for now.
So I guess
E.T. is not here with us right at the moment.
Kel-El, Danielle Kel-El. So that sounds like Superman, Kal-El.
Oh,
Are you Superman? You could be my
Or is
Superman.
it Kel-Yel?
Well, he says it's pronounced like Daniel.
Oh, Daniel. Oh, Daniel.
Kel-Yel.
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 Kel-Yel. Okay, thank you
Kel-Yel.
for
Okay.
I wasn't sure I was saying that right, and I'm glad you corrected me. Thank you.
It helps to know. It does.
Yeah.
We worked in medical for years ago.
Kel-Yel. Kel-Yel. Okay.
Kel-Yel.
Kel-Yel. Kel-Yel. There. Kel-Yel. Got it, I think. Okay. And so we're going to move on to, if Esoterics is gone, we're going to move on to Jason, who's been patiently
Jason,
waiting.
it is your turn.
And did you mention some things, Jason? I cannot remember. You might have to refresh our memory.
Yeah, generally people get a general reading, or they may have a question.
General question.
All right.
Okay. So we will just do a general spread for you. How about we do a timing one? Do we want to do, let's do the present, and then we'll do 3 months from now, and the next 1 to 3 months, and then the next 3 to 6 months. So it's about a 6-month timing reading, just to give you your focus for the months ahead and what's going on right now for you. And of course, I will pull some Lenormand to enhance the reading.
Now,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about what Kel-Yel.
It is a unique name, absolutely.
And we got that cat.
And as far as my pronouncing names goes, I mean, I've worked for years in libraries and public and academic environments and medical libraries, so I've worked with a diversity of cultures and names, and I try my best, but sometimes I fail.
Thank you.
All right.
So the first card is the present for Jason.
Okay.
Do you want me to turn them on?
I'm looking for my deck where it went because I'm
Right
going to
there.
use it next time. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, and so that first card is the Fool. The second card is 1 to 3 months.
Yeah.
And that's the Queen of Pentacles reverse.
Okay.
And then the third card is the King of Rods upright.
Okay.
That looks like Robert De Niro, maybe. I don't know.
I am not sure about that, but okay.
Okay, so the first card, the Now, says there's some sort of decision or some sort of adventure awaiting you. Like maybe you're just about ready to go off in a new direction. You should be a little mindful of all the things incumbent to that. There is the slight possibility that you're following your heart, but your heart might be leading a little faster than your mind is. So just make sure your steps are in the right direction.
Well, I would say the Fool to me is like a great new journey, and you're not unwilling to take some risks to move forward or to move in a new direction in your life. Everything has risks, everything we do. So this shows that you're ready and prepared to embark on a new adventure of some sort in your life, something new, whether it's a relationship, whether it's a career change, whether it's a physical move somewhere, something's afoot for you. And I think that's happening between now and the next month or two.
Okay, it was the
Right.
first card for present. So this
Yes.
is like the next 1 to 3 months.
Yes, this is focus in the 1 to 3 months. It seems like there's some. I would say, I'm going to say a female influence, but not necessarily. More likely, I want to say it's like somebody who's that's the swords, right?
No, it's the Pentacles.
Oh, it's the pentacles. I'm sorry. So it's somebody who's an earth sign, maybe, that you might be dealing with. That, well, they're not that giving you very sound advice as far as money, finances go.
Well, it could be for yourself. You just may be in a non-productive state for the next couple months. Like maybe things really slow down for you and you're finding a hard time making things work. It's not that you're not trying, but some things are just not as productive right now.
Okay, yeah, I see that. And but after that, the next 3 to 6 months after that shows you as making some very sound judgments and decisions. Somebody who is able to cut through the chafe, so to speak, and really determine,
It's
What's... Oh, go ahead.
it's the King of Wands, and I think that what
Oh, I thought that
Banshee-
was... Oh, I thought it was swords. It looks like a sword to me.
I guess, but it says it's the rods.
My mistake. My bad.
Well, I
Sorry.
just think that in the next 3 to 6 months after this, you're manifesting your best possible self. The King of Wands is kind of like a true captain of enterprise, the friendliest, most attractive, magnetic person you know, somebody who just always seems to make people feel good and attract people around them. And I'm thinking that's you, that in 3 to 6 months, you're going to just really be more on top of your game than you were the previous 3 months where
Yes.
things were sluggish for you.
And now that I've got my bearings on the card, my apologies for that. I should have read it. Is that the King of Rods to me is indicative of somebody who has a lot of fire energy around them, and you can make things happen. You can make things happen. It seems like you have a very creative streak about you, and that things possibly with creative pursuits will be going extremely well for you.
Well, just as a note again, this deck is the Tarot of the Northern Shadows, and it has names in what I believe is German. I believe that's German. I don't know German very well. König der Stab. So also too, rather than wands, they use rods. Rather than pentacles, they use discs. So some of that may throw us off. Whenever we use a deck that has more foreign names to it, it is possible it throws us off, especially if the images are a little bit arbitrary or ambiguous in a way.
I did not even look at the words. I thought that looked like a sword to me. That was really not right. And that's the thing when you
Kelly
use
L
decks...
says it's German.
Ah, okay.
You
Well,
are
I
a
kind of
writer.
figured that was. Because I'm a cataloger, I tend to see things in foreign languages, a lot of books, and so I get used to certain languages and the looks of them. And
So Jason is a writer and an Aries.
Awesome, Jason. I'm an Aries.
And therefore, that kind of explains this card a little bit
Yes.
too, is that maybe there's a lack of your muse being present, or your muse is a little bit melancholy or meandering.
However, further on down the road, it looks like you get your act together very well, and things should be going smoothly for you as far as writing goes and your creative career. Definitely.
So you have the Lenormands.
I am going to pull the Lenormand for you. See what we get.
Sassy's falling asleep here, waiting for that.
Oh, I got the woman card again. How does that happen? Is there somebody at home for you here? I don't know. It could, just because it's a woman card, it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be a woman. But it does seem as though,
A good person.
Right, a good solid person, somebody you can rely on, somebody who makes you feel at home if you are not, living with somebody at this time.
Looking for love. Well, love may be more in the home, apparently. It could be what they're saying there. I'm not sure.
Well, it could just mean that love is coming home. It's very
Love is coming
possible
home?
within the
I like
next
that.
6 months, something new might be opening for you in that regard. That's what it looks like to me.
Could very well be, because I did emphasize too that this is a card of somebody who has
Magnetism.
attraction and magnetism.
So I hope
Somebody
that
may be asking
helped.
for the list.
Okay, who do we got? Marie Me. You can be added, but we are getting close to the end of our stream, so we'll have to see.
We only have about 12 minutes, so we're not sure what we can do
We
to
have,
get around to everybody.
we're done with Jason. We have one person in front of you, Marie, so we'll see what we can do. And we're going to cut it off with Marie then. We can't take any more names after Marie.
You are welcome, Jason.
I know there was a person or two who wanted a second reading today.
We may not be able to get to them.
We're not going to be able to do that for you, and just join us next time. So,
Akankshu.
Akanksha Rawat, if you're with us, it is your turn. And if you have a specific question to ask, that's great. Or we can do a general reading for you.
Akanksha.
Hey there, glad to see ya. Sorry, Renosa, we'll catch you next time.
Thank you.
Sometimes we can stay a bit longer, and we will try to finish up with you, Marie-Me, if we go into a little overtime. But unfortunately, that's all we can do today.
Oh, do you think this is a yes or no? What do you think?
Let me take a look. Oh, my goodness. I think we're going to do a yes or no on that. I'm going to look at health reading. That's a very deep question. And remember, I just want to remind you, we are not doctors here, and we'll just see what things look like for you. And remember, even if we say a yes, always go with your doctor's advice. It may be that we're not picking it up properly, but we'll see what the cards tell us.
On the actual day of our anniversary, that's the day I'm going up to visit my mom for our combined birthday. So that'll be Monday, the 18th.
Yes.
For our live cast next Sunday, we will probably have a toast.
Have a toast for our anniversary.
Anyone who can join us for the toast.
And we'll reminisce just a little bit in the beginning so you can hear a little bit more about our crazy journey together. Because some of our new people have not heard it all. Here you go.
Okay, and I'm now focusing for your reading, Akanksha.
And I just want to see if I have any health related. Not so sure here. No.
Thank you. Thank you, Akanksha.
I think the health reading I have is a little bit too generic, so we will go with the yes, no. And I am, at some point when I can catch my breath, I will try to create some more spreads, 3-card spreads, so we have more options for our viewing audience. Well, the good news is that it looks like it's leaning towards no. Akanksha. I'm sorry, I'm messing your name up there a little bit. But let's show the cards.
So we have a reverse 10 of Wands.
So we do have some reversals here.
The reverse 10 of Wands sort of indicates... Okay,
show them all first. Sorry.
Then we have a reverse 2 of Wands.
Mm-hmm. And then we have the Ace of Cups upright. And that's a nice positive ace for this reading because it kind of is a good, helpful card, I think. But
Brittany,
go ahead.
We won't be able to get to your question today in the time allotted. So
I'm sorry.
We hope you can come back. We are sorry about that, but we're pretty much tapped for the rest of our time.
Yeah, we won't be able to make it with you today. We've had to cut off our list. So if you can join us next time, either on Sunday from 2 to 4 p.m. or Eastern Standard Time, or Thursday nights from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for coming and joining us, though.
Thank you. Okay. So, right off the bat, I get
yes.
this 10 of Wands, and
it's reversed.
Well, it's reversed. And even though the idea right now is that it's not leaning towards yes, there's a small chance of yes, but it's really not leaning heavily towards yes. This card, the 10 of Wands reverse, says that this revelation or this news would be the release of a burden to you, obviously, but it feels strongly like that's indicating that that burden will be released from you, that this knowledge will happen. And then with the 2 of Wands reversed, what this possibly tells me is that you're still not necessarily in the clear health-wise.
No.
It may be that something else is discovered and it's better than cancer, more likely than not, but it is still something that you're going to have to pay attention to.
I'm not going to speculate on whether it's better than cancer or not. I would say you're definitely wise to seek out, the health advice, because there may be something else revealed that you are going to have to get some treatment or get taken care of. If it is not cancer. And if it is cancer, if this turns out to be wrong, I sense that it is something that would be treatable, but it's definitely a setback of some sort to you. So, but right now, with the way it is leaning, it does not look like a yes. So I'm going to go with that there may reveal something else to you that needs to be taken care of. And let me throw a couple of Lenormand cards for you.
And Sharmila has joined us, but we are not going to have time to get to your question today. We are nearly out of time, so we are sorry about that.
Yeah, we're very sorry, Shamila. We had to cut off our list now. We have one more person and then we're done. So we appreciate you coming. And please check us out next time on Sunday or Thursday evenings, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Thank you.
All right. Well, okay, I do think there is some alternative treatments or some type of treatments to be recommended to you. You have the path card here, and the path is kind of like alternate choices and decisions. You may have options of different treatment plans. And I'm not sure, but getting the heart card with this, it might indicates a couple of different things to me. Like, number one, I can't rule out the fact that the heart couldn't be involved in this in some way or another. But also, number two, that that the heart, you will become more vital from the treatment plans and choices that they have for you. It'll make you stronger.
I'm looking at the heart metaphorically here because that's what it looks like. It looks like a Valentine's Day heart. And I'm thinking this card tells me you have a lot of people who love you. And
support.
You have support. And I think that you need to absolutely count on them. And don't be afraid to ask people to pray for you or to think good thoughts for you.
Whatever this is, I'm sure you have a lot of concern about this. Don't face it alone.
Right. And I do think that Banshee's right, too, that maybe there are, depending on what is going on health-wise, there may be some alternative modalities that may be helpful for you.
Yep.
So let's try to finish up here.
Yep, and that's what we have for you. Do keep us posted. We hope you come back and, tell us how things went. And like I said, we certainly cannot take the place of any kind of doctor or anything like that. We're just reading tarot cards here and doing the best we can for you. So good luck to you, and we wish you well. We wish you nothing but good health.
Thank you.
And Marie, we are ready to take your question now as the last one. Yep, I'm going to get the rest of my cards.
You want me to use mine?
Mary is a Virgo and you're a Scorpio. Well, what do you think of that combination, Scorpio?
Well, I think that there are a lot of grounds for Scorpio and Virgos to get along, but I also think there are a lot of grounds for them to maybe have a very interesting dynamic, a little bit on the edgy side. I won't say who, but there's somebody that I'm more or less close to in my family. I'm the Scorpio, they're the Virgo, and there's a background or a back load of true love there, but sometimes the like is a little bit harder to find. Will you marry the boyfriend who's a Virgo and you are Scorpio?
All right. Yes, we're using your deck again. All right. Oh boy, over there, my friend.
Watch it.
Well, I know. It's always a challenge with our beautiful cat, Sonny, here. I think he's trying to tell us something. Not just that he wants the limelight, that he wants our attention, our undivided attention, because that's what cats love.
I was only drawn to one Leo man, I'll just have to admit it, and the results were not that great.
All right.
Cut.
I'm almost ready. Okay. We're ready to go.
How am I doing this one?
Oh, how are you doing this one? Hold on
Oh,
a
is
second
it a yes
here.
or no?
Yes, well, yes, it is a yes or no.
All right.
It's 100% a yes or no. So let's see what it says. And also remember, whatever we tell you, good or bad, is subject to change. So be aware of that this is not, the final answer, let's just say. But it'll kind of show you where things may be headed.
Yes, because I do get the feeling too that it's like a snapshot in time, and that basically right now it looks this way, but something could happen.
And it's looking optimistic to a
Strongly
certain
optimistic.
extent. There is a caveat, but we have two aces here. One is the Ace of Swords reversed, and the other one is the Ace of Cups upright, which is, of course, a card of love and happiness
The
and
final
joy.
card is the Ten of Wands,
Yeah.
or the Ten of Rods. And this suggests possible limitations or possible structures that are containing in certain ways. And of course, in a sense, marriages, that we understand that marriage is a structure and that people, abide by certain rules or conventions with that. So to me, that does sort of tip the idea towards that, with maybe the slight caveat that maybe you'll feel too structured.
Well, I'm going to take this in a little bit differently. The impression I got from getting the Ten of Rods here is that it is leaning towards yes, but I think you both have some things to work out first. The Ten of Rods can be a card of burdens of sorts and some trials and tribulations that maybe either one or both of you are feeling. So you have to work through that. It's a work in progress, and it may take some time yet because of that issue. But it's looking positively like it can happen.
And I'm just going to say that probably this relationship is not short at this point in time, that there is some sort of history going on here, and that I feel that it has been going on. And I don't know, to me, the whole idea about saying, get married if you know somebody 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years, 20 years. We've all seen that.
Right.
In my own family, I knew somebody who was dropped by a very long time relationship, and then that person went out and within weeks married somebody else. And it did not work out. So there is that. What you got?
Well, I've got the dog, and I've got the birds, is it? Yeah.
Yes.
Yep, the birds. So this is news. And you know what? I have this feeling when I look at these two cards together that you have a really nice bond with this person, that, you are like really good friends. There's a real click about the two of you.
Loyalty.
Yeah, there is a loyalty factor here, I feel, to some degree. There is also just a companionship factor. You feel very comfortable together. And the news card means that maybe some good news is afoot, that, there will be some deepening to the relationship. It is highly possible. It may not be marriage yet per se, but it does seem like some positive thing could happen or develop.
News is coming to you, and I think that also what this card tells me, because I don't read the Lenormand the same way that my partner here does, but I do feel strongly that what this card is saying is that there's really good conversation between you. You communicate well. There's just maybe even something almost psychic about the way you communicate, and that this person could actually represent the fact that they are your best friend.
Yeah. So that's what we have for you. I'm glad you waited, Marie.
You are welcome at Kingshaw.
Oh, at Kingshaw. You're welcome as well. And you're very welcome. And
we hope that helped Marie me.
Yep. Marie me, we hope that helped you.
You are welcome.
Oh, dear. I'm sorry to hear that, Kingshaw. But maybe alternative therapies will provide you some relief and support that you need.
Okay.
All right.
Keep in touch with us if you can. And
Yes,
let us know how things go.
absolutely. We definitely want to follow up with you in the future. And we want to thank everybody for joining us today. It has been a joy, as always, to read for you, and an honor to do so. So really, we thank you, and we hope you will join us again.
That's all for now.
Take
Join us
care.
again.
We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.